What an exciting week. High school football is back. I'm Fox 23 Sports Director Nathan Thompson, along with the Tulsa World's Barry Lewis, as we get ready for Week 0 action. And Barry, we are starting strong. We're going to take a look at your top 5 area games for Week 0. You can get that in the Tuesday edition of the Tulsa World, or you can go to okprepsextra.com to get it online. So not hard to pick the game of the week in this one. A Thursday night showdown, Bixby versus Owasso over at TU's Chapman Stadium.
Thursday night football, and what a way to start the season. Owasso and Bixby. It's welcome to the SEC time, in a sense, for Bixby as it moves up from 6A2, where it has won the last 4 state championships and 49 games in a row. And Owasso, they've been pointing to this game ever since an early playoff exit last year. It just should be a great matchup. And, of course, you've got another storyline thrown in there. The fact that Austin Havens, who's now quarterbacking at Bixby, was Owasso's starting quarterback for most of the past 2 years. So there's just going to be a lot of great talent on the field. 3 of the top 10 players in the all-world preseason rankings will be there in this matchup on Thursday night. So it's just going to be a tremendous way to get the season started.
Yeah, and then Friday night, another great matchup would be number 1 a lot of the games of the week, but it's number 2 this week, Class 3A state title game rematch of a rematch, as we have Lincoln Christian at Holland Hall.
Yes, Holland Hall's won the last 2 meetings, both in the state finals, as you mentioned, and Lincoln Christian definitely is fired up to avenge those losses in the season opener. These teams haven't met in the regular season since 2017. So it just should be a great matchup. I mean, it's really rare. Anytime you can open the season with a rematch of the previous year's championship game, that's always a lot of fun.
Definitely. And we just had a couple of teams who aren't used to playing each other in the regular season. Game number 3, they are used to playing each other. Jinx at Edmond Santa Fe. This used to be a district rivalry.
Yes, they're just not used to playing each other in the season opener. But they've had some great games in the last few years. They met in the state championship game in 2020. Jenks won that. And then Santa Fe, however, jolted Jenks in 2019 at Jenks. So Jenks still remembers that. They will be ready on Friday night, and they will have to be ready because if they let Santa Fe hang around, it might not be a happy trip home for Jenks, but I think Jenks will take care of business.
In game number 4, Class 5A, Carl Albert, who you have ranked 2nd in the state, on the road at Coweta, who you have ranked 6th.
Yes, for the 2nd year in a row, Coweta is opening the season against the team it lost to in the previous year's quarterfinals. Last year, Coweta avenged the loss when it beat McGinnis in the season opener, and now they're looking to do the same with Carl Albert, which for the first time since 2016 is not entering the season as the defending state champion. So it'll be quite a matchup at Coweta.
And what a way to round out the top 5 in Class 6A2 with a rivalry that's a century old, as you have Sand Springs on the road at Sapulpa.
It's the Highway 97 rivalry, and it's one of those rivalries that even if it looks like a mismatch on paper, which is not the case this year, it looks like it could be an even game. But even if it were a mismatch, they've had you can throw out the record books. You can throw out the records. These 2 teams, it's a great rivalry, and these 2 teams have played a lot of close games throughout the years.
All right, we're looking forward to talking high school football throughout the season, so make sure you join us for these conversations. We also do Facebook Lives at 2 o'clock on Tuesdays, where you can ask us questions just by commenting on the video. Of course, Thursday paper, you're going to have a preview of that big battle of the burbs there between Bixby and Owasso over at TU. Friday, you'll have game coverage of that, plus previews of that action. Saturday, scores and game recaps, and then Sunday and Monday, of course, you'll have lots more coverage. So make sure you just pick up a Tulsa World every day, right?
Absolutely.
And okprepsextra.com, a great website for high school football. As far as Fox 23, we will be live from the Owasso versus Bixby game at TU at 6:20 on Thursday to preview the action. We'll be live after the game in the 10 o'clock news with all the highlights. And then on Friday, we will be live from our other game of the week, that Lincoln Christian Holland Hall game at 6:20 to preview that. And then highlights at 10:15. We are taking over the second half of the 10 o'clock news with just high school football coverage. But since it's week 0 and not all the teams are playing, we're holding off on our high school football tonight 30-minute show at 11 o'clock. That's going to happen. That's going to start in week 1 and continue on through the rest of the season. So make sure you are watching that. And you can always go to fox23.com and the high school football tab to see all of our high school football coverage.